have Mac equipment, I have Windows equipment. I started with Windows, then in April I got the Mac Mini, and the more and more I've been playing around with the Mac and ECAMM, the more and more I just had to grow the M1 streaming system. So this is kind of where I'm at now. Got the Mac Mini. I got a MacBook Pro 13-inch, and I have the 13-inch, well, 12.9-inch iPad Pro. And where's the other button? I'm trying to do this. And then this is kind of how I do things. So as far as the MacBook Mini, the Mac Mini, I normally use that 100%. But there are going to be occasions, depending on what I'm doing, I might bring in the MacBook Pro now for certain things, or the iPad. So the MacBook Pro and the iPad, it's still fairly new. I have to do a lot of practicing with it. But I'm actually bringing in the MacBook Pro 13-inch right now. This is the built-in webcam, but I'm bringing it into ECAMM. So if I wanted to use this for some reason, or let's say I had someone else in the same building and they were in a different part of the building, you could bring them in. Anything they do in ECAMM on the MacBook Pro will show up. But the one I really like is the iPad. So I got the M1 iPad Pro 12.9, and I've been testing it with Keynotes. So this is something that I did before with Keynotes, and what I like is I got the pencil too. I can just write on here, and I think that's cool. And then using the iPad, I could just switch the slides. There's a little information about some of the gear I have. So my Windows laptop is, and my desktop that I built, they're 9th, 10th gen, 32 gigs of RAM. The laptop has the NVIDIA graphics card, which I was using that laptop for a lot of my streaming with OBS until I found ECAMM and started messing around with the Macs. And I mean, I could go through here, and if I want to point something out, like perfect example here, NVMe PCIe SSD, that is crazy fast storage. And now, rather than just having the keynotes and flicking through pages with the iPad, bringing the iPad in and even using a pencil, I think I could use my hand, but I like the pencil. I could mark, I mean, I could literally write on here. So this is the desktop I built. It's got an i7 9700K, 8-core processor, 32 gigs of RAM, and NVMe. NVMe is important. That is not a regular SSID. NVMe's have read-write speeds in the thousands. So I think this is like about around 3,000, 2,500 on the read-write speeds, compared to a normal 2.5 SSD that's more in the 500s. So I like the iPad. I like having this little pen. I mean, I could go through things. This is my laptop. Laptop's got similar specs. It's an i7 10th gen. It's got 32 gigs of RAM, which I could highlight that. It's got a 1 terabyte PCIe SSID. This laptop is crazy fast, crazy powerful in my opinion, but it doesn't compare to the M1s. And the reason is, this thing is heavy. Idled, the fan goes off on this thing. So I'm all M1 now. I'm just saying. To me, the M1s are amazing. So yeah. So I mean, I just go through here, and again, you know, I started talking a little bit about the Macs, but I mean, this is just keynotes, and personally, I think it works great. Now, this is going to be I'm going to be ending this out, but just to give you an idea. So the picture above me is just a screenshot from the video from April. That's when I started. That's when I bought the Mac Mini, and I started with ECAMM with the trial version. The other two are just two different cameras. So the top right is my original Canon M50 with the USB cable. The bottom one is the one I'm using now, which is the Canon M50 Mark II. And I just wanted to put this up to kind of like show the difference, and not really so much the growth, but the change. Even in the room, it's still ugly green, but if you notice in the top picture, there's pretty much no furniture, couple lights. I'm not even using those lights anymore. To what I have now, which let me go to. I hope this is it. Yeah, the larger screen here, where I changed the angle a little bit, playing around with the lighting, got different lights going on, trying to get a better look with the lights and everything. But I just wanted to do a video kind of closing out 2020 and all the craziness, and more focus on the ECAMM. Because, I mean, I've been doing a lot of crazy experimental stuff with trying to stream with Windows and, different software, different gear. I've switched up lighting so many times. But I think finally, I'm okay. So I'm going to end this, but I'm going to bring up the next picture, actually it was the beginning picture. So if you look here, the top right was more of my PC setup with the lighting and the monitors and a few devices. The bottom left is what I'm working with now. So it's a lot of changes. It's a lot of, I mean, there's like 5 cameras on there, multiple monitors, all stuff. So things have evolved quite a bit. So yeah. So that's going to be it for Vlogmas 2021, day 31. Hopefully everyone has a good and safe end of year, New Year's. And yeah, see what happens from here. Take care and have yourself a good one.